Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I say that as this is my first video in this sort of stuff, so well done to me. Just wanted to come on here and do a bit of a diary entry, just to share some early on lessons from starting up on the website Upwork, which I'm obviously sure you're familiar with if you have found this video. Yeah, look, it's pretty much for those who are sort of already vetted and experienced in being a freelancer, or for those who are looking to start out. Just wanted to share some things I have learned early on, and I really do emphasize on the early on part because I started about a month and a half ago. I do want to talk about two main key points regarding things that I really have learned after wasting a lot of connects and a lot of time. Those two things being, so there's two main key points I want to cover in this video. I won't be long, hopefully. Number one being setting expectations on Upwork, and two, setting up and utilizing your portfolio to its best extent. So the first thing I want to touch on is setting your expectations for Upwork. So if you're coming onto Upwork for the first time as a already experienced freelancer, I hate to break it to you, you are not going to be earning anywhere near as much as you do with current work that you may do. And even if that's not the case and you are a new freelancer, please don't come on with this mindset either, because that's exactly what I did. I started on Upwork again, just like I guess any other freelancer would, to have another source of income, another way to build clientele, to keep a good workflow coming in, staying productive, etc., all that sort of stuff. I've been doing multidisciplinary work for the better part of roughly 7 to 8 years now, spanning across huge clientele, corporations, and music artists, etc. So I thought coming onto something like this, I'd be pretty set and I wouldn't have any sort of struggle when it came to applying for jobs sort of in my field. Boy, was I wrong. And the truth is, Upwork is sort of just like your own portfolio in the sense that you pretty much are building a portfolio from scratch. To expand on this point, when you are sending off a proposal for a job on Upwork, obviously I'm sure you have to keep in mind that you are going up against hundreds of thousands of other freelancers. Even on the first 1 to 2 minutes of a job listing, there will already be 20 to 30 people applying for that job. So the question is, how do you stand out amongst other people? Obviously when you're starting out, it's going to be much harder. And this is the main reason why, even if you have a big website, a big portfolio outside of Upwork, to the job that you're applying for, the client does not care, because first thing they're going to look at is your profile. And if your profile doesn't have anything to showcase, or if it just has one completed job that was done for, I don't know, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, that is nothing to them compared to having 20 to 30 different jobs in that same line of work, or showing more versatile line of work but still within the same field. Regardless of how much you're paid for them, that is going to be a lot more appetizing for them to see, because it obviously shows that you are experienced on this platform, because that's what they're going off of. This entire profile is your portfolio. A lot of jobs are going to be low paid jobs, and that is okay. Because I'm sure, like any freelancer, that's how you start off with building your profile in general. You start off with low paid jobs, even free jobs, but nothing on here is free, thankfully. There is a bit of money involved minus the cuts from Upwork, but doing solid work on those first few gigs will get you reviews, it boosts your ranking, and pretty much will set you up much better long term. When you are looking for listings, please look for things such as verified payment methods, a client's history with other work for other freelancers, etc. And also, just to throw this out there, if you see any job listing that starts off with a "we are seeking a ... please just ignore it. It's probably related to AI in a sense, or some sort of agency that's seeking to hire someone for a pay that I don't even think is legal, honestly, and like that's a bar even lower than a lot of jobs on here that I would refer to as being low paid jobs. That is just a whole different universe of illegal. But yeah, that's the main first point I want to touch on. The second main point, which obviously if you've seen this in other videos like this, I'm sure you're already familiar with and are probably going to be like, why are you bringing this up, man? Everyone knows this. But I really do want to emphasize on this point that other people have brought up, which is your portfolio. The main thing on this point is on Upwork, you're not allowed to include your external portfolio anywhere on your profile. That being a link to your own website, your Instagram, things like that. They won't allow you to feature it on this. They do allow you to feature it in a job proposal, but again, that doesn't really matter to the client because they're not interested in clicking the link to take them outside of Upwork. They want to stay on the site. They already have 50 plus applications for a job listing they put up 5 minutes ago that they have to get through. So they just want to see things from the get-go there and then on your profile. And that's the first thing they're going to visit. They're going to hop onto your profile, and if they don't see anything featured in your portfolio that is of interest or is in relation to the work that you're doing or the job that you're applying for, they will not care and they will move on to the next. So there's two ways that you can approach this depending on the sort of work you do. And obviously I'm not going to cover every line of work, but I'm going to cover sort of the creative factor. I have two examples here from these freelancers. So there's two ways you can go about displaying the sort of work you do. You can either do it on a project base where you're solely displaying different projects that you have worked on for different clients, which is very useful to showcase not only experience but also clientele. You can also display the different services you offer through examples of that. And I think this is very useful for multidisciplinary creatives like myself that don't want to have to ram all of our work into one portfolio file or featuring individual projects, etc., because the clients just want to see something neat, tidy, straight to the point that they can understand. You could go ahead with the service option, you could go ahead with the project-based option, or you could do a mix of both. Honestly, completely up to you. But featuring work here is key. And obviously you can link not only your relevant portfolio pieces to the job that you're applying for, you can also include jobs that you have previously done that you may find are related to the job that you're applying for, which is also very useful too. And a third bonus point that I want to bring up, please do not let not being accepted for jobs throw you off doing your sort of work, because you're not only on here to make a bit of extra cash or even make a living like a lot of people on here have. You're also on here to have fun doing your job, to pursue and create a brand for yourself, a career, a name, a profile for yourself. And that's all really key, and I think the foundation of doing this sort of work. If you come on here with the foresight of purely making money, it's just not going to happen from the get-go. I'm sorry, it just really isn't. You have to treat Upwork as if you really are starting out all over again, but in the sense that if you already have a huge backing of work that you've done, great, get that shit into the portfolio ASAP, because again, that is what clients are going to be looking at and that's all they're interested in. For the love of God, I know it's painstaking. I haven't even done all of it yet. I'm currently doing that myself right now. I only currently have my motion design work, but I'm yet to add more services, and I only have 2 other individual projects I've worked on. But trust me, it really is worth it in the long run. So yeah, if any of this was helpful to you at all, I'm not asking you to like or subscribe or do anything like that. Just take notes of anything I said that you find useful and just apply it to yourself. But if you do have any other questions or queries regarding points that I brought up that you're unsure of, or even would like to make a criticism against, I have no problem with that at all. I love a chat, and I'm not the type to be hostile anyways. I can make mistakes too, and of course I'm not going to be right with everything I say. I'm still new on here myself, I'm still learning, hence why this is just a diary entry, so please don't take anything I say at face value. But yeah, I hope this was helpful, and chat to you all later.